And hello again to you all. I thought I'd do a second stream today. Crazy, 2 streams in one day. First of all, I finished this little bit of scenery, the little war memorial. That's done. That was easily done. I just thought I'd jump back on board and see what's going on. The second stream. Mainly the reason I'm doing the second one is because I've worked out on OBS how to set up the scenes and stuff. You can see behind you there, so that's all good. What I want to do now though is something entirely different. I want to make a scratch build an outhouse. So that's my plan for this quick stream here. So I'm going to make it out of this stuff, which is fibre board. I don't know if you can see that if you're watching. A little bit of fibre, not fibre board, mounting board. I'm also going to use some offcuts of plastic card I've got, and also these bamboo stirrers as well, which I picked up the other day off eBay for pennies. So I'm going to turn these into planks and put them around it. It's basically, I'm just going to test it out really and see if I can actually if I can build one, because I want to build a few. I want to make a few nice interesting bits for back gardens and things for games that can just sit in as scenery. So I thought the easiest way to do it is scratch build. So this is my plan for this quick stream, and we'll see how we go, shall we? I had my dinner earlier and now I'm full of beans, so I'm ready to go again. 2 streams in one day, you must be lucky. I was just playing Hell Let Loose, which is a great game, but kind of figured I want to do something else a little bit more productive. So I reckon for 15mm figures, maybe an inch is probably big enough. An inch square, and what, maybe, I don't know, 1.5 inches high, probably enough, I think. I kind of want a roof that falls back on it. So first I'm going to mark it out in pencil, if I've got a pencil. Is the first thing. I don't know if I have, you know what to say. Measure twice, cut once. Can't see a pencil. I'm just going to grab a pencil. Second time round I should be ready for this stuff. Give me a pen and a pencil. Where's a pencil? There's a better pencil, I think. There we go, that's better. Quickly grab these. So let's just see. So I don't know about my big that's my big ruler, better ruler. Hopefully it's 1 inch wide, I don't know. Yeah, it's actually 1 inch wide already, so we're halfway there, aren't we, by doing this? So I don't even need the pencil, because I can just literally cut this straight out as I need it, the height I want. So let's have a look. Give me a good knife. And I don't know what's the best way to do this. Got too much stuff on this, on the bench. Well, let's just. This knife's not particularly sharp, so it's tearing the card, but I'm going to be covering this card anyway in bamboo, so I'm not that fussed at this point. I don't mind it being quite rough and ready, because this is literally a test model. First of all, so there we go. There we've got an inch wide there. As I say, it might be a bit messy at this point, but I'm testing this out, testing out a theory. let's just see what happens. If you're watching, say hello. Please say hello. That's one side. Two sides. Yeah, I've just been thinking that recently I need more back garden stuff. Kind of inspired by Nick of the Two Fat Lardies in the last Lardy Oddcast. They were talking about building things for gardens and that kind of thing. Just stuff that makes a table more interesting, really. If you're out there and you're watching me, don't know if anybody is, who knows. Right, so we got them there. What I wanted to do was basically cut a wee door into it as well. A better knife. It's only paper, isn't it? Blunts your knife incredibly quickly. Let's see where we're at. Go on, there's two people out there. Say hello if you're watching. Or don't. Choice is yours. There we go, there's the doorway. Or what will be the doorway. The question here is it going to be do I want it to be too long or not? No, not really. What I want to do is have a bit of a sloping roof on it. It's just an experiment. As I said, just to see if I can quickly knock it up or not. There we are. And then the back end of it wants to be slightly smaller. There we go. If you're out there, say hello in the chat. Just going to keep asking you otherwise. Look in here, get these little bits out. I'm going to cover this anyway, actually, with a piece of plastic card, so it doesn't really matter that much. So far we got this. Now compared to a 15mm figure, how big is it? Stand up. Stand up and be counted. Right, well, let's give it a bit of glue. Question is, do I want it wide at the front? Yeah. It's a dunny, innit? An outhouse. So fair, I probably didn't need to cut the door out of it. I just thought about what I was going to do. I was going to have a recessed door, but what I'll do is I'll probably put the door on the front instead of on the rear. Right, so then we have this bit as well. And eventually, I mean, I'll mount it on its own little base anyway. But for now, so I'm just making up the basic shape of it at this point. That's all I'm wanting to do. It's just have a basic shape, and that's about the right size for a 15mm figure. Possibly the next one I'll do might be a bit smaller, not as long at the back perhaps, but if I have it like this for now on this one, as I said, this is an experiment. I could go even thinner and just use the card itself instead. So look at the length of that. So that's about 4 centimeters long, so I just want to cut out a piece of plastic card to go on the top now. Just mark this out here. So this is going to have this is going to be the roof. Of course, you've got to keep them smells in. I like working with plastic card, it's nice stuff. It's not good for the environment, but it is good stuff. But to be fair, I use it, so it's not as though it's going back into the environment, is it? It's sitting on the table with me, having a second life. Right, nobody watching today. Interesting. So that's going to be the wee roof of it. I mean, you know, it's a toilet as well as a what you call it, you know, like a house, a little shed or something. Just something to sit in the backyard of somewhere. 100% a tiny little bit of an experiment. Let's have a think about what I want to do with that next then. If I get the hairdryer onto this, it might speed things up a little bit. But it's going to be quite loud. Right, well, I've got my basic shape. What I want to do is get some of these open up. Some bamboo stakes. Let's just have a look at them. They're about the right size for planks, aren't they, for 15mm figures then, I think. Thereabouts. Maybe slightly big, but doesn't matter, does it? Just doesn't matter. So what I want to do here, this is the other trick. I've got this wire brush. It's a bit big though. A wire brush, and I want to rough these up to give them a bit of texture. This was part of my plan. So, give these a good scrape with this. It just gives them a slightly less machined shape, more scruffed, so when I come to paint it, it's going to make them look a little bit better, I think. That's the plan anyway. absolutely 100% just experimenting here at this point. So if it all goes wrong, don't blame me, because it's an experiment. Let's see. Scrape with the old knife as well. Just rough them up, really. Make them look like they're old. They've been used. That's what I'm looking for. That's obviously the problem with coffee stirrers, is they've kind of been machined up, machined out, machined in. Oh, so there's not as many people out and about this afternoon, obviously. So we really just want to stick these on now. Slightly overlapping and things. Right, what glue should I use? Super glue, I think, is probably the best. So it'll work for both of those. Both the wood and the plastic card. That will be a lot quicker actually. I should have super glued the little building together itself. Never mind. We'll come back and we'll do it. Just cut a few bits off these sides as well, just to make them again. Just to give them a bit of shape. That's something I forgot to do. That looks a lot better already. So you can see the difference in the two there. So I just need to literally just hack away at a couple of the bits and pieces like that. That's it. So again, it looks like it's been done by hand rather than by machine. That's the look I'm going for. Give me a shout if you're watching, say hello. Tell me what you're up to. You're painting, making, doing. That's in place. Coming together nicely so far. Just getting that one down. There's no point getting out from fresh ones. I may as well just use one of the ones that's already on here. So then cut them off. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to. There we go. That's them. Almost cut off. Right, one more. Same again, just same old treatment. Let's get it scruffed up. And that's a nice little roof. See that, can you? Okay, just make these. I'm going to make them just slightly off. Different sizes. You don't need them to be all perfect. There we go. There's the top. Do you know what? I said this was an experiment, and an experiment it is. I'm not going to use that. I thought that the walls of this stuff would be thick enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with the old plastic card and make it out of plastic card instead, because I can make it thinner I did think first of all about having a thick wall thing, but I'm not going to. I'm going to swap over. I've also got a little cat who's joined me now. She certainly deserves a couple of likes, if nothing else. So let me get that out of the way. First of all, the old glue here. Sorry, blocking up the cameras, both at once. I want to make a wee piece out of plastic card. Here's my plastic card, and I think this is. Good thing is that's already an inch high, so that's good, isn't it? So we've got. Let's have a look. So I want to make it. Measure that. So about 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters long by 2.5. Let's get this marked in. Like I say, this is a complete and utter experiment on my part. It really is. I'm just trying it out. I've been meaning to make these for a little while. I just haven't done it yet. And I got them in the post the other day, so I thought, well, let's try it out. I've got nothing else to do. Obviously there's not that many people watching YouTube on a Saturday afternoon. So if you are watching and you're enjoying. Okay, are we back on? Looks like we're back on. I do apologise, I think I lost connection there for a second or two. I probably shouldn't run this little laptop at the death speeds that it's currently running at. But we're back on, I think. I'm making this into quite a rough little box because I want it to be rough. Simply because I want it to be rustic, so to speak. So I'm not so fussed about having perfect measurements on this. I want to get, pretty right. It's going to go something like that. So I need that front. Whatever I don't cover, I can cover it in stuff like leaves and growth and stuff. Hey Bjorn, 2 streams in one day, absolutely. It's a 2-stream day because I realised how to add images and things to OBS, so I thought, let's try it out. And also, let's say I'm just kind of killing time today, so I thought, well, I might as well do something. It was either this or play Hell Let Loose all day. I didn't want to. Played for an hour, got shot though, just didn't shoot anybody. And that was it. Right, I'm thinking about the door itself. I don't want to have it set in a little. What I want to do is, I don't want to have a frame and a frame, so I want the the door to be just slightly smaller than the frame, so I can set the door in. I can actually use this piece of paper, this piece of card paper, this piece to create that door as well. So at least I know it's going to be the right size. And as I said, I'm just literally roughly cutting this out because I don't want to measure it, because I don't want it to look too carefully built. I want it to be a very quickly put together little piece of crap. And if I can get as many of these done as possible, that would be great. And just to fill up back gardens. So look, there we are. Right, so I've got my sides, my top and my bottoms. So now, as I said before, instead of using the PVA, which takes a little while to dry, let's just get some super glue on it. Nice and rough. Get my super glue. See, what we're saying? Never heard let us. Have a look at it. God, it is bloody hard. One shot kill stuff, but it looks fantastic if you've got a fast enough computer to run it. It's incredibly difficult. I was playing for an hour and I think I only achieved one kill on the enemy. Can barely see them. That's much quicker, isn't it, using the super glue? Never mind PVA. There we go. So a quick squirt and just get that accelerated up. So there we go. That's the basics of the little outhouse itself. Done. Have I got it in the right place for the camera? So you can see there the door, the top, and then if I put the top on, is it long enough? Is the question. Do you know what? It isn't. So what I'm going to do, and the good thing about super glue being brittle, is you can just snap it off if you need to, which I do because I just want to make it slightly shorter. So you're going to see everything here, mistakes, warts and all. I'm going to do this. Don't want it too short. Just want it short enough. There we are. Quick cut off there. Then back to the gluing. Clean this bit off as well. And those chunks of super glue off. said, this is going to be rough and ready. Yeah. Especially when I'm sticking my fingers to it with super glue. Right, now we have our basic box with my skin all over it as well. Right, does that fit better? Yes, it does. Remember, this is the first try. Don't expect too much from me. I basically got an idea in my head as to how I wanted it to look. I just thought, let's crack on, see what happens. What's the worst that can happen, eh? So there we've got our basic little box now. And now I need to do the planking on it. So I need a couple on the front. But same again, it needs scruffing up. Give it a scrub with the old wire brush. Give it that old beat up look. Same again with the knife. Although to be honest, both of these are doing about the same thing, and the knife I'm a little easier to use. Don't worry, the wire brush didn't cost much. Cheap piece of crap. So I'll get that glued in place, first one. Before I decided what I want to do with the door. Maybe that roof might be a little too small, but what I might do is put a little bit of trim around the roof edge, and that should cover it. I think that should be okay to do. But you've got to experiment, haven't you? That's the thing. You've got to try stuff out. You make mock-ups when building terrain, help visualise the end result. Indeed. I just go from, I just jump straight in, leave me on. If it looks crap, I'll try again, and the next one will look better. If it looks good, then I've won. So there we go. Everyone is now in place. On that front there. I was going to paint those 1/300th planes, but I don't know if I'll get a chance. We'll see. We can always go for a long session. Second one in. Our final branch on the top. Mark it with a pencil so I can see where it's supposed to be, where I'm supposed to cut it. Well, already it's come together better than it did when I first visualised it, which was the what you call it, with the mounting board. Nope, not yet. Got to keep clipping tiny bits off until it fits in. As I say, any gaps or anything that I can't cover up, I can always just do it with the. I can cover it up with grass or leaves and things, you know, like vines and stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put a little edging around the top of it, just to bring it all together. But that'll be the last thing I do. Slowly but surely. Just distressing the wood. So really, just to, so that when I do come to paint it, it's gonna have a little bit of shape and texture to it. There's one. The good thing with sheds is they work for everything from the 18th century onwards. They look pretty good whenever you use them. Let's use up some of these extra bits I've got here. Waste not, want not. Oh, it's almost perfect size, that one. Brilliant. Let's get these bad boys in as well. If you're watching and you're enjoying it, give me a like. If you're watching it and you're not enjoying it, don't give me a like. Or give me a dislike. If you're watching, say hello in the chat. Cat's playing with the dice now. That's good of you, Tiny. I'm knocking dice about behind me. Okay. Nice and simple so far. This is what I like. Keep it simple. Filling gaps with a tiny piece of clump foliage fastened to PVA works nicely, filling gaps. Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm going to do. That's the idea. Because plants get everywhere, especially on wooden structures where they can take a bit more root. a hard one to get off. It's not behaving itself. There we are. Off. Already stuck together, that's good. We're getting there. Sorry, I should be showing you what I'm doing here. There we go. I don't know if I'm having if OBS is not performing perfectly at the moment, but it's doing all right. Oops, don't want to call you off just yet. What I'll do when it's all properly dry is I will just file this down at the bottom, so any bits that are left over, any bits that are sticking out, I'll just make them flush with the bottom of the thing itself, with a shed. Come on, super glue. Thinking about it, I probably should have done the roof last, but never mind. That's what experimentation's all about. The next one will be better, you see. That's the plan. Glued in properly and held in. I could always put another layer of roofing on it. That's not going to hurt, is it? So I might do that. And that's probably the thing to do. Go on, Mr. Super Glue. Don't say you've run out. I hope not, because I don't know if I've got any left at the moment. Trip down to Wilco might be in order. Okay, getting there slowly. Just turn my skin off the outside of it. Pull a piece out. come on, glue. Don't fail me now. Anybody else out there in YouTube land, painting, building, doing different things? Let me know what you're doing. Looks like my super glue might be out, which might put the kibosh on this. Let's see. And also, if you're watching, do say hello. See, looks like there's eight to 7 people watching at the moment. Let's trim this down a little bit. Nice stuff to work with, this bamboo. Nice and easy, nice soft wood. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to remake that roof. But that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, touching the Vikings for Raven Feast. Excellent. Good stuff. Good little game. Good fun, and a nice introduction to historical wargaming as well. Not too difficult. Alright, we're getting there. Looking more and more like a shed. You are finishing touches for some cowboys for Dead Man's Hand. Excellent. What do you think of Dead Man's Hand? I played it the other day at our club. I thought it was okay. Slightly clunky, but okay. Certainly had fun. I thought perhaps there was one too many things to do with them, with the cards. I've not got any more super glue. I thought I bought some. That looks like I'm out of super glue, which is a bit annoying. The alternative is go back to the PVA, but obviously that takes a while to dry. But it is also not as strong a bond either. Just have a look, see if I can see any of my other super glues. I thought I bought quite a few recently. I must have used them all up. That's not great, is it? Right. Well, let's see. Let's see if I can persevere with what we've got left in this. There may be enough to do what I need. No, there isn't. There's none in there. Alright. A bit trickier now. Let me just double check that I don't have any kicking about anywhere. Everything that could go wrong is going wrong, isn't it? Well, I guess guess I'm going to have to put that to one side until I can get some super glue, which probably won't be till Monday now, I don't think. Maybe tomorrow afternoon, perhaps. I'll just double check in here in my little box of tricks. You never know, I might have secreted some away somewhere. I've got a feeling I haven't, because I don't remember doing it. Oh, super glue. Just one super glue. What's this stuff here? Well, I've got acrylic cement. Do I really want to go that mad just to finish this off? Don't think I do. Right. I'm afraid that bit is over. Because I can't find any more super glue. I usually buy the stuff in bulk, so I've usually got quite a lot of it, but obviously I decided not to. And that is a shame, because I was enjoying doing that. But I'll finish that up later. I'll come back to it. I'll say once I've got some actual super glue that I can use. What do you say, Bjorn? You've only played Dead Man's Hand twice on my own. It was okay. I want to try it against someone else. Yeah. Not like Saga that I played once and never going to touch again ever on my taper game at all. I haven't played Saga, so I've got no idea how it plays or anything about it really. I've seen it around, but I've just never. It's never really been that interesting to me. Right. Well, I'll tell you what I can do. I could make the roofs, couldn't I? I can at least do those with PVA, if nothing else. So let me do that, and I'll mark them out, and I'll stick those down, so at least they'll be drying. And like I say, I can cover part of it up with a little trim around the edge as well. Yeah, Dead Man's Hand, we played to the club a couple of weeks ago, and whilst it was fun, I just felt there was a lot of cards. You had 5 cards in your hand, and you had to throw cards down the table, so everybody had an activation and stuff. And I don't know, just the table just suddenly got full of cards. It was hard to keep track of what was going on in your hand compared to what was going on the table. I felt it could have done with a bit of trimming down, but that was entirely me, not the game's fault. Perhaps there's plenty of people that do like it, so who am I to say? See, for this bit, the PVA is not so bad because at least it's going to provide a double thickness. It's going to glue against the wood on wood, so that's not too bad there. I don't mind it. I need 3 more pieces, so let's just scruff this one up, and then I'm going to have to end with that. But I got quite far with it, at least. I've got reasonably far with it. If I do an overlap, I can always put that trim on as well. It's like building a real toilet. Too much there. Said Beyond, Saga has the same thing with a massive board of orders. There's so many things you can do so you never know what to do. It confuses you. Yeah, maybe that's the problem, isn't it? Having too much choice. Choice is a good thing, but sometimes too much of a good thing is not good. But each to their own. There's plenty of people that do like it. I guess it's like most games though, the more you get used to it, the less it feels complex. If you play it a lot, you probably end up knowing what all the different options are open to you. So it's probably just a case of knowing what you can and can't do in a turn. Last one there. Craft glue this down again. A PVA for you there. Out of the way. I don't want to hurt myself, do I? Alright. I just need one more thin plank in there, I think. Let me just see if I can't shove those across while the glue still sets. Yeah, I think that's looking a lot better with the roof like that, slightly overlapping than it was before. So as I say, these are a little experiment as to what to do. I don't know if you can see that. There's our little chap standing guard by the shed, a wee shed. So what I'm going to do is I will eventually put this onto its own little base. Sure, let's have a look. Will it fit on a Flames of War one? Oh, it's just too big. It'll certainly fit on one of those. But now that's too big. Right, so I've got it here. Well, I'll have a look for a base. I might just cut one of these Flames of War ones down. Use that instead. That version. As I say, I can feel that it's slightly off angle at the bottom, so I will clean it off as well. A shave off with this. When everything on it has dried, so I can set it down at least on the base nicely. I might even just cut a plastic card base out for it. Let's get it its own size base instead of one that I've jimmied together. Alright, well I think that'll do for now. What I'm looking for is more of these things. Stupidly I gave a load away and I can't remember where I got them from. They're by a company, I don't think it's Ironclad. I just can't remember. They're really nice little walls for 15mm, and I want to have a few now for making up some back gardens and things and terrace walls and stuff, you know, that kind of thing. But I can't remember for the life of me where I got them from. If anyone can remember, if anyone knows, let me know. Put it in the comments. But I think I think I'm going to wrap up there again. Well, that's just been another hour. I've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've got so far. So I need to get some more super glue really before I can do anything else with that. I'll probably try and grab some tomorrow or maybe on Monday. We'll see when the shops are open. I don't know if my local super glue supplier is open until until at this point on Saturday. My walk over now. But anyway, I suppose all that remains for me to say there is thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please do give me a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I shall say goodbye.